Hello and welcome to another episode of MurphChat, the show where the Murphy brothers update you on everything happening in the Murphiverse. Yes, I'm the Murpher, that's Blondie over there, the Pirate King, and lying down over there is the Works. Behind me somewhere is Murphy and Sussex Murphy and Cousin Furphy. Let's see if we can... There they are. And not much to really update you on because we've not been able to leave the house for the last week. If you've been watching Murphy's music reviews, you will know we've all had COVID. But I'm here to tell you that as of yesterday, we are 100% COVID-free! Yay! We could probably make that sound more like a real celebration, but... Now, if you've been watching every episode of MurphChat, you will know that on the first episode, the Pirate King talked about his backstory. Last month, I talked about my backstory. And this week, we're going to have the Works talked about his. Just give us a minute while we wake him up. Works, you said you'd do your bit to camera. This may take some editing. Just bear with us. Hello, this is the Works. If we're doing this right, you're not seeing my face. I only just had my mouth reattached last year. We'll get to why in a minute. So I'm a bit self-conscious about that. I'm not really one for talking in public anyway. I'm much more interested in painting and so yeah, that's kind of where we're going to go. So to tie on to what the Murpher said in the previous one of these little video things, you know, we all came from Japan where we were going to be sold as pets in England, and then we all ran away. We then got caught. Then Pirate King and his brother Django, his twin brother Django, they got away. They found that Surfer was quite the keen surfer and really quite a good athlete all around, really. So they were going to send him to train for that. But my skills were more suited to going and working in the coal mines. So that's what I did. I was living in Dudley, and just sort of mostly around what they'd call the Black Country, and around Birmingham and Walsall, places like that. And I was there throughout the late 80s into the early 90s, and I was really good at it. I got a good reputation. I got on well with the other miners, and one day the mine caved in, and we basically left so that I was on the side where that I could get out, but my co-workers were all on the other side, and all of our equipment was in the part of the mine that had collapsed, and so there was no way of using that to get through the wall, what was now a wall of caved-in mine. So I did the only thing I could and used my jaw. I basically bit and ate my way through the wall to get my co-workers out. And as a result, I did a lot of damage to the jaw. But it didn't become detached straight away. It was an ongoing problem for a long time, and I dealt with it, but I struggled for a long time with that. But because of my dedication to helping my other colleagues, I was given a promotion and sent to Africa, where I worked in the diamond mine. And then I was doing well over there, and then I went eventually to Australia to work in a gold mine, and that's where I happened to run into my brother again after all these years, because Surfer was here for a surfing competition. And so that kind of brings us up to date with that. And that's why Surfer and I ended up living together again. And it was that point that, my jaw basically at that point, because I'd never had any medical attention for it, it just fell off, and it was only just rebuilt last year after about 20 years. So I'm still getting the hang of it. I can talk, I can eat again, which is fun. And my favourite food is crisps. I love crisps. And so now that I can eat them again without having to get the Murpher to chew them for me in the first place, because you lose some of the flavour then, and so they're not as much fun. So yeah, I retired from mining so soon after I came to Australia, and my main interest now is painting, as you've seen some of my paintings on the show. Yeah, and that's kind of my happy place when I'm not drinking. When I was obviously in the mines, hanging out with a lot of the other miners, that became our thing, where that after we worked, we would go still covered in and in coal dust and all this sort of stuff, and just went straight to the pub, and we would just drink pint after pint, and I got quite the reputation, actually. I could drink a lot of them under the table. Yeah, it was a sight to see, I think, that I would drink more than my own body weight in booze, pretty much on a nightly basis. And yeah, then I would sort of do drawings of my co-workers and things like that. And I did get to go back to Dudley last year. That was a lot of fun. Love to go back there again. A lot of great memories, just in the Black Country, in the West Midlands. I kind of think of that as home. So maybe we'll get back there eventually. I'd love to do my painting there. I didn't do any painting when I was over there. I've done a lot since I got back, and yeah, next time I go, I think I'm going to have to do more painting. There's lots of lovely scenery around there that I'd love to have a go at. And so, yeah, is that all you guys wanted, or can I go back to sleep now? Thank you for that, worker. And yeah, so now you have his backstory as well. And now we're going to cut to Murphy and Furphy, Sussex Murphy and Cousin Furphy, with their monthly shenanigans. Arr! Furphy's the name, mischief is my game. Oh, hello. I'm Cousin Furphy, and this is Sussex Murphy. Hello. And yes, we've been asked to do another little bit for you. And so, yeah, I thought I would talk about the time that I met John Lennon. Have you met John Lennon? Oh, yes, it was 1962. I'd come up to Birmingham because I was in a play, you see. I used to be an actor when I was a young Furphy, and the play was called All Around the Goldstone. Yes, it was a lovely play about an Irish immigrant who'd gotten a job in a chemist. And he was not very good at doing his job. He wasn't actually the chemist, you see. He just sort of was the one that was, sold combs and throat lozenges and things like that. And I played a man with hemorrhoids. And anyway, yes, I was there for that. And we were doing about a 6-month run of it in Birmingham. And the Beatles came through, and I'd heard a little bit about them. They'd sort of already started to make a bit of a name for themselves. So I thought I'd go along and have a look. And they were amazing. And after the show, I went to get a pint, and there was John Lennon, and he'd bought himself a pint, and he'd bought another one. And I thought, oh, there's 2 pints there. It turned out that John had mistakenly drank someone else's pint, and so he was buying that one to replace it. But old Furphy got in there first, and so John Lennon did technically buy me a pint. But we had a good laugh about it later. And yes, that's the story of how I met John Lennon. Have you ever met any of the Beatles? No, I can't say as I've met anybody really famous like that. No, I think I met someone off of a YouTube channel once. Really? Who? Murpha. But you're on the channel as well. Well, yes, I haven't met myself. You've met me. Yes, but Murpha's more the star of it. I suppose so. But you've met all of us. We've all been on the show. I guess that's a point. Okay, well, I've met several famous people then. Anyway, thank you for having us on the show again. I am Sussex Murphy. This is Cousin Furphy. And yes, goodbye. Well, thank you, Sussex Murphy and Cousin Furphy, for your little story. Again, with Cousin Furphy, we must stress that we cannot vouch for any of his stories being true. They are interesting, though, and he's a nice little guy, so... I believe that. I'd believe that one personally. I know that he did actually do some acting at some point. Yes, but he was only born after 1987. We're not entirely sure when, but so him being there in 1962 is a little bit far fetched. He told me he has a non-linear timeline. I don't think that's a thing. Unless he's travelled with the Doctor or something like that. Good point. I don't know. I mean, the John Lennon thing, though. I mean, I've met George Harrison, we found out from the previous episode. Well, you've met someone called Captain Morgan who you think looks like George Harrison. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. We've been over this. I'm pretty sure it's not. If it is, that would be unusual. Why would he fake his own death and then become a pirate? It's nice being a pirate. Fair enough. I guess that makes as much sense as it's going to. So yes, don't forget you can write into that competition as to whether you think Captain Morgan and George Harrison are the same person. I tell you they are. Have you spoken to Captain Morgan since we did that video? He said not to ask about it. Well, maybe we should probably leave that alone then. Good point. Well, instead, we did have that other competition running. The thing about another Beatle, Ringo Starr, stealing a song from Glitterous. We haven't come to a conclusion with that yet, but Sussex has actually put this together, and this is an actual mashup of the two songs, so let's just see how those play together.
Hard to feel when you can't love, hard to see when you've given up, getting lost like a big black dog, chasing down all memories, the ones buried underneath retribution for the cause. Gonna need someone, gonna need someone, gonna need someone, some love. You're gonna need someone, gonna need someone, gonna need someone, some love.
I'm pretty convinced. Yeah, like I say, I think they're close. I don't know if I'd say it's a full rip-off. It's probably just a coincidence, but yeah, it is interestingly close. Anyway, that's all we've got time for on this month's episode of MurphChat. I'll be back with another episode of Murpha's Music Reviews next week on Monday. And yeah, until then, goodbye from the Murphy Brothers. Arr!